Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Tangledeep Dawn of Dragons, where I have just completed scouring the existing dungeon for the casino, and bad news, it's not out there. The secret areas do not always occur on the same floors. We just haven't found it yet. It's possible that the casino is further up. I believe the casino does always spawn, we just haven't had it show up yet. So, with our current rumors, what is the smart thing to do? I did get a rumor to find another purple, and I feel like we ought to go and get that purple, right? It's going to give us some XP, but more importantly, there's a purple. So that's in Stonehewn 14. There's another Stonehewn 14 over here, and then there's something we want to catch a bandit spell shaper in the ancient ruins. Or sorry, in the bandit library near the ancient ruins. So we got to prioritize that, obviously. That one has a step limit on it. So, to the ancient ruins we go. Okay, we have a thing that takes us to... Oh no, we have a thing that takes us right to 14. This will be optimal. Let's go to the library. I do so love a trip to the library. So those are the stairs up there. No dancing around during combat. We gotta be a little bit efficient with our steps. Okay. We got one of our harrying shots off there. I don't know if you saw. We interrupted his ability. Okay, so somewhere in here there is a spell shaper. We are looking for a spell shaper with the thing over its head. Did I remember to bring a mallet? Probably. You get mallets for free all the time, right? Yeah, we have 3 of them. Okay, let's just hope that we find him before our step counter runs out. You're also not the guy... Oh, I'm... Of course I'm sealed. Or paralyzed. How dare they? We have some other spells we can cast here. Actually, I'm not really sure what's the right move here. It is roll the bones. Yeah, sure. I got him with the darts. So, like, that's a fairly common roll. You get just, like, a reasonable amount of physical damage to every enemy nearby. It's usually, like, almost an auto attack worth of damage. I assume that the scaling is... such it's like 90% of weapon power or whatever. I actually think that a lot of the gambler skills are really good. Some good ice darts there. I'm just gonna... nope, never mind. I was gonna say I'm just gonna keep walking, but apparently I'm very rooted. Time we interrupted the spell that would have sealed us. I'm trying to be a little bit more cautious with walking around. We'll come back for it. Again, I'd really like to... That's not the guy, that's just Chief Billy the Vagabond. You've all heard the songs and poems about Chief Billy the Vagabond. Let's go ahead and wind up a preemptive hail of arrows, because apparently I don't know how to shoot them in an arc that takes less time to come down. And also... bear traps? I'm gonna put down some bear traps right here, in the hopes that he will walk into them. Nope. It's alright, my pets almost killed him already anyway. Okay, this is not our man. Again, we'll come back. The number of steps we were given to figure this out is not very large, actually. That's pretty clearly a secret room. Right, was that walled all the way in? Yeah, but it's like very obviously a secret room. We don't have to go in there right now, but I am gonna jam a shovel in the wall real quick, just so that we don't forget later. Look at that. I would really love to be able to explore this place at my leisure, but that is not how the quest log has worked out so far. Again, you stop bandit spell shaper's materialize acid with a well-placed arrow. Aha! There's our man. Okay, so this is probably... I'm gonna let my pet attack for the moment. No, maybe not. Let's turn his stuff off. It's so likely that he just kills the enemy, right? I'm gonna have enough of that problem myself. Gonna get this guy pretty low. Don't stand in that. Can I... Yeah, let's jump out to here. I'm so worried I'm gonna crit him. Okay, that'll do it. Oh, can I tell the Spirit Wolf also to not attack? You know what? You're dismissed. Chill. I'll summon a new one. Let's get rid of this guy real fast. And that's a paralyze, which is very annoying. A number of my attacks are not super targeted, so actually I'm a little worried here. Like, if we throw up a hail of arrows, I'm concerned that our spell shaper here is going to jump into it. Okay, can I please be allowed to move? Suddenly, it's looking like I'm not going to be able to... Oh, shit. Stupid charm. The charm is going to ruin everything here. Where's my mallet? What do I do with it? Yeah, okay. So, I grab him, and then I'm going to use a scroll of teleportation. I know this is a limited resource, but we are for sure going to lose this guy otherwise. No, stop. God damn it. Yeah, we got completely screwed there by the stupid automatic charm. It turned one of the spell shapers friendly, so that he attacked the spell shaper that we were trying to keep alive until we had killed the other guy. Charm sucks. I hate it. We gotta get rid of this fucking ear hairband. Cat ear hairband. An ability that lets you charm enemies can be cool. A thing that charms enemies randomly and makes it impossible to attack them totally sucks. So do we have another... I would take a stat reduction at this point in exchange for not having to wear this stupid thing anymore. I mean, honestly, a Venom Ring... Our main bow does deal poison damage right now, so a Venom Ring would not be bad. We could pull out Agimat. Find only energy power-ups is pretty bad for us, actually. The Veil of Jeranex, which is extremely weak, actually. For a purple quality item, that's very, very bad. Make your skills cost extra stamina, but honestly, like, Dropnir might be... Yeah, maybe it's re-equip Dropnir. Yeah, the enemies being randomly charmed just makes everything way too unpredictable in a game where unpredictability has permanent consequences. It's just too bad. All right, well, let's go back and finish the bandit library at least. Resummon our dude. Tell our pets to get extremely violent again whenever he feels like it. I'm really annoyed by that. That should have been a really easy finish. Oh my god. Enough with the abilities. Right, that only shoots in straight lines. We don't actually have the best spell casting. Okay, you know what? Actually, jumping shot. I will use jumping shot to just jump in. Generally, I like to save my movement abilities for when opponents do things that cause me to have to move or take damage, so that you can keep fighting while moving. If you don't have a bunch of good movement abilities that also deal damage, you can sometimes, especially with a thing like a bunch of bandit spell shapers, get into a situation where you have to keep moving to avoid spell effects, and so you don't get to fight at all, so it becomes a cycle of move and then get attacked and then move and then get attacked forever. Hey, look who it is. It's Duke Dirtbeak. The fluffy cat likes... The fluffy cat likes to play, is that right? Sorry, am I interrupting something? You again? Why are you in a library? Well, I'm definitely not learning to read. No, I'm really great at reading already. In fact, I'm teaching these stupid-looking birds how to read. Oh, that's actually great. Learning to read, teaching your friends to read is a wonderful idea. There are so many great books in Tangledeep. Well, you could start reading and never stop. Books are full of, well, everything. Fun stories, old legends, real science. Wait, well, of course, yeah, of course I knew that. I know all about books. I am an excellent readist. But tell me more about fun stories and real science. The boss lady always said those books would hurt me if I looked at them. Well, of course I will. It'd be my pleasure. I'm still learning about reading. Well, I'm learning about arcane symbols and ancient runes, but the concepts are the same. Here, let me give you some tips on how you can teach your friends. Duke Dirtbeak gained 1,000 RP. That's reading points, I assume. Yes, wow! Well, of course, Duke Dirtbeak knew all that anyway, but yes, this is good advice for teaching my friends. You are very generous. You must be learning by watching me. I must be heading off to my nest with all these new books. And then he runs away, and hey, it turns out reading really was fundamental. Who knew? That's actually one of my favorite little bits in the entire game. All right, there's a lot of large hostile dudes here though, so we should probably like make some noise. This would be a good opportunity to employ all of the tricks. Let's roll some dice. What do I have here? Ooh, I should have played our hand first because we have eagle eyes here. So plus 20% chance to crit, and then we blow stuff up, right? Foolish mistake. Do I want to? So we can ice missile this guy. We'll stop him running around so much. Should probably not stand in this, but I'm going to engage my thunderstorm before I go anywhere. Alright, now let's movement ability ourselves out of all of this nonsense, and hopefully we won't get shoved around too much by all the tornadoes. Boy, that's a lot of AoEs. Constant AoEs. Oh, I don't have the resources to do things. Do I have the resources for Shadowstalk? I do. Let's go ahead and hit Shadowstalk here. We're going to take some AoE damage that's not really avoidable, but we can hopefully avoid taking any direct targeted damage. And what I really want here is the snack bag interface. Let's get... An ice cream sundae feels a little bit much. Yeah, like a fruit bowl. Something that's going to give us some casting resources over time here. And then we could... I should probably move out of this acid. Is my jumping shot available yet? No. Do I even want to resummon my pet at this moment? I think I want to wind up another hail of arrows. We got to get that started. And then, of course, they moved me onto a paralyzed thing, which is annoying, so let's get a pet. It's so hard to see my spell targeting with all of the effects that are on the ground right now. Alright, so we got one of them to 26. Hey, buddy. Come to me immediately. Did you not know that we're fighting over here? Man, I could really use some help. Okay, one down. I don't get to control my position at all. Okay, I've become the lucky dodger. Yeah, that'll do. Let's refresh this. Well, I'll tell you what, the real upside here is that we've proven we can handle an actual fight, like a difficult fight of our level, without our pet carrying us the whole time, because he didn't feel it was important to be in the room for this at all. That's good. That's a confidence booster. Also, I know I said all that stuff about libraries, but screw these bookshelves. Listen, I'm not harming the books. Just destroying all the bookshelves, because I know where the bandits like to keep their potions. So Gunks, I'm just supposed to kill you? We don't even have this quest in here. Oh, you know what? That's a quest I discarded, because I didn't care about the reward at all. Well, goodbye, Gunks. Okay. There sure are an awful lot of Bandit Spellshaper elites in here. I don't know why they keep getting adjacent to me. You would think that that would be a bad move for a spellcaster. I appreciate their desire to buck tradition, but, like, when bucking a tradition, you should think first, hold on, is this tradition for a good reason? Am I disobeying a stodgy, unnecessary rule, or should I really not touch the stove? Because if you just buck tradition for the sake of bucking tradition, you're still being controlled by it. Alright, that was productive, and we got a bunch of job points. Because we temporarily switched classes over to the teaching people to read class. I guess the English language word for that would be teacher. Alright, so where are we going now? First of all, what are we doing with all these job points? I now have 1,000 job points, which is enough to move on to our next class trial. It's probably also enough to pick up the next bow ability, though. Hold on, let's do that. Let's go back to town. And hey, Dorito, do you want to max out my bow mastery? Arrow Storm sounds pretty okay. You will enter a powerful attack state. In this state, each time you fire your bow, you'll fire an additional volley of arrows on up to 3 tiles, which will fall after 1 turn, dealing heavy damage. Yeah, teach me that. You are ready. I've killed so many people with this bow. Alright, so we have an ultimate technique here. Let's fiddle with the bar a little bit. So I was thinking we were gonna drop bear traps. Does that make sense? We're not really using Straddle Monster, but maybe we should be? Do I want to drop Straddle Monster? I'll be honest with you, I went Wild Child mostly for, to get a Thunder ability and also for Panthox skin, so I don't necessarily feel bad about dropping a bunch of the abilities from the bar. It is a movement ability, though. We have 3 of those. Is that going to be good enough? Oh, we have 4. We have Grappling Hook as well. I could probably drop this. I'm gonna do Bear Traps. Even though being able to hold enemies in place could be useful. And we're going to put... well, hold on. We're going to put Aerostorm on our bar, but let's actually rebalance these bars a little bit. Because Aerostorm's a thing we're going to do all the time, so we probably want it to be on the first bar. Let's move... Blood Debts is a real emergency ability. We'll move Blood Bets over to the second bar. Not a thing where Blood Debts. We're not going to be doing that all the time. Okay. Better. Our man here wants to show us his new loot. Hey, sure, Butler Spells. I'll take that. I'll take some fish and some chicken. I don't have a way of refrigerating or storing any of this stuff, but please, just give me 2 fish and a whole chicken. I'll figure it out. We'll just carry these around for a while. The fact that the Butler Spell did not go immediately to the top of our inventory means that we already had a whole bunch of Butler Spells. What am I doing? I was trying to use all the Butler Spells and I forgot. That's how long it takes me to forget something, by the way. You just actually saw it. It's about 3 frames. The time it takes for... The time between me clicking the inventory button and the inventory actually opening all the way, I totally forgot why I had gone into my inventory. In a way, if you really want to look at the bright side, there's a silver lining here if you really want to see it. It's kind of like a superpower. Most people do not have the ability to forget things that quickly. And, you know, that could be used to, I don't know, navigate trauma or something. There's got to be an upside to this. It's a silver lining, but you really have to want to see it. Okay, so we're done with the Bandit Library. So I guess we want to go back to Stonehewn, right? Where our other quest awaits. Stonehewn 12. Yeah, I guess the best we can do is go back to 12. Or we could go to the Desert Oasis and go up from there and just push through the next boss and then come back down. That's probably actually the way I want to do this. As much as I dislike the Ancient Ruins. Alright, so let's go find the stairs up to 16 where we will have a long, very familiar chat with Shara and then we will blow up her robot. I am confident about the blow up her robot part. I think we have that well in hand. Let me switch back to the other bar here. I really do feel a lot tougher. I feel like we have a lot more mitigation options. The ability to just stop some percentage of enemy casts before they happen is really cool. We have a fair amount of dodge, and we have the ability to trigger some additional dodge from effects. Now, ordinarily, what I have done in the past, so far in this series, is kind of eschewed dodge in favor of more predictable mitigation. Because, you know, like, a 10% dodge and 10% damage reduction work out to be about the same amount of damage reduced over an infinite span of time, but the dodge is going to be less predictable, which is tricky for healing purposes. It may be the case that you're kind of getting walloped, and you eat some food preemptively because you're like, okay, we're gonna need to start cycling that full debuff here, and then you dodge 3 attacks in a row, and most of your food is wasted, and then you take 3 attacks in a row, but too bad you can't eat anymore. You're full. Whereas with steady damage, like a flat 10% damage reduction, you know exactly what's going to happen, and you can plan for it. It's a double-edged sword, of course. You can have the situation I'm talking about here, where like you end up wasting a bunch of healing and then being unable to heal, but you can also have the situation where an enemy attacks you with 10 attacks that don't matter and 1 that does, and you dodge the one that does, right? So I don't think either of the mitigation strategies is obviously worse than the other, but I like the one that's predictable, personally. I'm a big fan of of predictable expected value. Because I want to be able to strategize around outcomes, which means I need predictable outcomes. But also, like, given how spiky damage is in this game, my strategy of being able to predict outcomes and strategize around them is already failing, like, a lot, right? So we may as well try something new. I want to find this champion and kill him. Okay, fortunately Guardian Seekers are maybe one of the least dangerous enemies in the entire game. They probably would be dangerous if they ever chose to attack you. It's easy to believe that they are capable of dealing damage. Alright. We can just fast forward through this. So we have a pair here. So we want to start the robot fight with Sharp Eyes. Actually, we probably want to save Sharp Eyes until the part where we are actually fighting the big robot. So we'll clean up a couple of the spawners first. Then we'll throw our cards. This whole area has a very, like, Secrets of Evermore kind of feeling. Secret of Evermore is a really weird game. I only kind of vaguely remember it. Maybe that's something we should play on the channel at some point. Is go back over all the stuff that I remember being super strange when I was a kid and see how strange it really is. My impression, from hearing other people talk about it, is that that is a game that people mostly believe is real. By the way, did you see that? We used our arrow thing to prevent it from summoning a sentry. I guess it can just interrupt any kind of ability. Alright, like I'm saying, let's clean up a couple of assemblers. I love having 4 range. It makes things so much easier. Okay, and our pets are doing wonderful, wonderful work here. You are on attack mode, right? Yes, okay, cool. I think at this point we can just go for it. So let's jump out of the AoE, and then wild cards. So that's a 20 turn buff, a 22 turn buff. Man, wild cards is pretty good. I'm gonna Arrow Storm, and then does this just trigger on each of your basic attacks? Okay, so let's take it easy on the abilities. I maybe should have rolled the dice first to see if we could get like a dodge buff or something out of it. But I'll take this. Wow, that was not a good start. 4 more turns. Okay. So this is an arrow drop here that has been summoned. So 77 poison damage with Arrow Storm. We hit him with it twice compared to the 63 damage that we're doing now. He is very resistant to our attack type, but our other bow is physical, so he's also very resistant to that. That said, our other bow does do bonus damage to... Oh, no, it does not. The last time we had one of these, it did bonus damage to robots. That's right. To be perfectly honest, maybe we should just switch to this. On hit, 5% chance to charm makes me really reluctant to use it, of course. I'm just going to keep using this thing. I know it's not great, but we don't have a lot of other options. Okay, now our thing has worn off, so we may as well start casting some spells. Got some ice darts in on him. Yeah, that was easy enough. Let's take a little bit more discipline. I love surviving. Ooh, that looks important. A low growling voice is telling me to put this bracer on. When it gets near my hand, it erupts in flames and covers itself in spikes. If it makes me try to punch myself, that'll be over the line. I do love the idea, though, of the bracer taunting you, going, hey, stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself. So, strength, attack damage bonuses to enemies that are weak, chance to deal moderate damage to attackers when hit, and soulfire. Oh, it's a weapon. It's a special weapon. I assumed it was an accessory. Okay, that's interesting. Obviously we won't be using this, but it's cool. It's going in the bank for sure. Anti-summon Scimitar of Treasures, Companions, and Frog Slaying. Who would do such a thing? Yeah, Skill Orb for Bear Traps. I'm pretty sure we already had a Skill Orb for Bear Traps. So that was really easy, and a big part of that was our pet, but not all of it. Also, our abilities are good. Alright, let us make it to Replicator 52. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is let's make it to the next branch as quickly as possible, and then we can come back down and explore. But I wanna get the fast travel points set. Also, here's a thing that I have been trying to do since the series began. What is this machine? It looks so much like me. It's not reacting to me at all. Judging by the overgrowth, it's been deactivated for a long time. Maybe that's why it escaped Shara's control. Or maybe there's something else that protected it. I wish there was a way I could talk to it. I mean, to her. I ask her how she came to be here, how this became her final resting place. I feel the smallest hint of flow still surrounding her. Maybe this is the remainder of her energy. If I close my eyes, I can see it. I can hold on to it. I don't know where you came from, machine. I don't know who built you or why, but I will remember your energy. I'll remember you. All the way over on the character select screen. This is the last class that we had not unlocked. I think it's a neat one. I would have liked to have been able to play it on one of those many, many restarts, but I kept getting murdered. Alright, so let's cook ourselves up some... I don't know, you can never have enough campfire meat. Alright, so at this point we're trying to save up like 2,500 job points, I think. So we can just bang out the last 2 class trials, one after another, because I don't want to have to keep readjusting my abilities. Okay, I think that we have a fast travel point on Replicator 52, or maybe we have to go up one more floor. I guess, let's go up one more floor and see. The fast travel branching paths are on 6 and 12, and that makes me think that there'd be another one on 18, but it sure doesn't look like a fast travel branching point. There is another one coming up, I just don't exactly remember where. Okay, not going to be useful to shoot him with the poison. Then again, maybe I can just let my pets deal with the poison monsters. Okay, where are we at? Jeez. Apparently our pets are doing a really good job. Yeah, I mean, they do kill him really quickly. I have to say, I'm not sure I'm wild about the the design of that monster's ability. At least if it was a ring, the way it is on the final step for the entire time, then at least you have the ability to just decide you want to save time by running through it, pay some health to save yourself some time, because you know your real world human time is valuable. But as it is, with the entire interior of the area being filled with poison that does an incredibly huge amount of damage, you always have to kill those guys and then run away, and it's not a big deal when it's 1 or 2 of them, but if you see like several of them in a row, it really does feel like a waste of time. Then again, you know, maybe you're not supposed to play the whole game going, how can I jam in the greatest amount of advancement per minute? Hey, if trying to be efficient at the video game is wrong, I don't even want to be right. He says, trying to convince himself. So it's after the next branching point is where we're going to want Ember Spirit. After the next branching point is where we're going to want to briefly switch back to Wild Child. Ooh, a Verdigrizzly. I do still want to capture one of these for the corral. Let's see. Never mind. I was going to say, let's see if we can grab that one. I'm going to have to get our pets into gentle mode next time we see one. They are really great as pets. They have a summon of their own. They make Floricondas, and they make bad Floricondas, but it still counts. Also, once we have one, there's something I want to go do. I did experiment a little bit more. I know that I sort of talk about the pet training system as though there's only like 3 or 4 viable monsters. I want you to know that does not come from my natural dismissiveness. I did test a fair amount back when we were playing the game earlier on, shortly after the corral feature was added. And my big problem with pets that can't heal themselves is they just die constantly. And you can maintain their health by just eating food pretty much constantly. but it's such a huge amount of resources. You're constantly having to go into the menu and spend, and it's just like, wouldn't it be nice if I just didn't have to do that? It feels like this is maybe a situation where we should turn on some of our stuff, and this is a little awkward. Can I frog hop? Yeah, let's frog hop to here, and then we'll start shooting dudes. Right now, we can't even damage people who are not the Wraith, so let's fix the Wraith problem. Also, let's maybe eat some food. But I cannot hit this Wraith at all. Got too much damn parry. Do I want to... I think I'm going to eat a fruit cobbler. This is not an emergency situation, but it's emergency adjacent. Oh my god, stop parrying everything! What an incredibly frustrating enemy. It's champion type enemies that are very resistant to water damage. Very difficult for us. Also, why does every enemy here have so much parry? I also am not wild about all of the paralyze conduits on the floor. It's pretty annoying. It's not actually dangerous because you never need to walk on them. It just means you have to not step places. They would be more interesting as obstacles if they were dangerous, you know? This guy's very poison resistant. I think we can just Arrow Storm here and try to tank him down. Probably want to go pretty fast though. Okay, he's reflecting our attacks. Yep, that was a fair amount of damage. I was like, I'll just test it. We'll just see how much is he reflecting our attacks. Turns out a bit, more than a little. So let's Cobbler again. He's doing the incredibly annoying thing of spawning garbage in the hallway. He has pulled me onto some thorns. That's pretty smart. I'm gonna resummon my pet just to get him in a place where he can actually participate in the fight. And we're going to triple bolt. So that'll cost him some health over time. And ice missile. Okay. Now, we're not locked in here with him. He's locked in here with us. He's too far away for the cards, which means he's too far away for the dice. Which means that we're just shooting him? Okay. Ow. Apparently those were his ice shards. I thought they were mine from the ice shot. Just want to wait for all this garbage to fade away. We're good. Everything's fine. Actually, we took kind of a ton of damage there. Let's be a little more careful. So as you might have noticed there, Vertigrizzlies do sort of have a heal in that the Floricondas that they summon can cast a heal. I find that it's a little unreliable, but it turns out that with monster breeding, you can basically get any monster to have an ability from another monster. So I believe the way we're still paralyzed. The way I handled that in the past is by breeding the Alchemist heal or the Water Elemental heal onto a Vertigrizzly body. Vertigrizzlies are a fair amount tougher than either of the other two monsters that I'm talking about here. So I think you do want to use the Vertigrizzly body as the base. But it's possible that we could just rely on the Vine heal. I guess you guys are just going right at it. Well, you know what? Water Elemental's got this under control. Yeah, it's possible that the Vine heal is good enough, and I'd be better off using the using an ability from some other creature on the Vertigrizzly body. The Kragan has a ranged attack that has a stun chance, so you know that could be cool. Well, our animal companion is getting blown up. Alright, central processing. I believe this is the branch we're looking for. Alright. Thank you for responding to our repair request summons. Your response time was markedly above average. Yeah, that's, sorry. I got held up a couple of times. I am your supervisor, Unit Z99. I have evaluated the events of your life leading up to this moment. Your evaluation score requires that I inform you that my current status is proud. Additional repairs required in the following sectors. Make repairs in those sectors before advancing to repair the core. Please confirm by verbally stating, I understand. Okay, I totally do. All the stuff is unsafe. So this is our branch. Let's go back downstairs for a minute. Oops, I walked into the computer. Alright, first things first. Tell me what's up. Defeat Knife Bolton in the replicator. Sure, I'll do that. Also, try chilling some demon spirits. I might be able to pull that off. I don't care about that reward, though. And that's it. Really? That's it? I was really hoping that we would be offered a rumor that would tell us the location of the casino. It's probably on one of those floors that we burned through real fast. That's fine. We're going to go back, because we still need the XP. I would also, of course, like to go and do other stuff, like power up a weapon or something. We don't have a very good bow, but honestly, it's working well enough. We could probably just level up this. Like, I would like to have 2 decent bows. I do not like the fact that this one has a charm chance on it. The next job trial is 1,000, and the one after that is 1,500. I guess we could just do the next job trial now. It's always so annoying. We want to probably make sure that we're using all of our stuff here. Like, what is not on the bar? We don't have Eagle Eye on the bar, but we also probably don't actually care about that. Probably want to put bear traps back on. Sorry, slot abilities. Bear traps over blood debts, which I'm not allowed to have. And then we have to turn all of this stuff off. Am I allowed to keep my armor mastery? Probably not. Let's find out. Oh, I will face the trial. Nope, okay, yeah. It really should just be all things from other jobs, not everything that's not from your job. Okay, now can I face my job trial? Yes, enter job trial without pet. Okay. We must defeat all monsters roaming the area for consumables. We do still get our pet, and we can use him to cheese it a little bit, because if he dies, it doesn't matter. We have not quite infinite, but infinite-ish access to this pet. And obviously, he does cost resources to summon. It'd be real cool if you weren't walking around in lava for no reason. Alright, it's probably going to be valuable to use Shadowstock as well, but we have such limited resources that we do want to be a little bit careful about when we use it. We certainly can't afford to just use it against every random enemy. Is that thing hostile yet? Yeah, it is. I'm gonna let the lion deal with that. Apparently not. Man, it is so easy to parry arrows. I would have thought that that would be a tricky thing to do, personally. Apparently every monster down here can trivially... That was the wrong button. I'm just pressing the wrong button here. There are a lot of situations where you can press the wrong button, and the stakes are pretty low. I would say almost all situations. But when you're standing next to some lava, it's maybe not one of those. The pet is at least lava-proof. Let's go ahead and use a grappling hook to avoid the lava. I'd like to jump to this space, please. Actually, maybe there's not even anything over here. Yeah, weird. Okay. Listen, I'm not going to complain about the enemy density being low. So far this one is feeling pretty easy, and I am all about that. Very much in favor of easy class trial. I should probably have not just stood there and eaten the charge. Alright. Seems like a fine time for a Shadow Stalk. Although that... I was going to say that illusion appeared in a really bad place, but apparently it's good enough. It's doing the thing. Ancient Vine Stalker that is resist piercing and toxic. Do I want to maybe give him a little... Yeah, let's spend a little bit of... Let's spend some resources here. Let's try this... Try a little harder. So he's actually doing a pretty impressive amount of damage. Alright, let you expire and get a new one. And we're doing really well so far with pretty much just our basic attack. So I'm not too worried about running out of resources. Especially since we have plenty of food. Yeah, you can already see how much more easily this is going down than like when we were doing the paladin thing. I'm gonna drop some arrows right there. I think the stalker should just walk in. Okay, he's gonna make illusions into it. That's also good. This is probably a good time for a triple bolt. Because I think the illusions will spread the electrify effect, unless they just walk out of it. I was gonna say, I think they'll spread it to the boss, though, or to the actual champion. Okay, that was really easy. Passing 2 turns will increase your stealth and evasion, or pet is good. I like pet is good an awful lot. So did that unequip my emblem, or... Yep, it sure did. Obviously, I would like to do the third one. It would be really cool to max that out if we could. Let's put... what was it? It was... something. Oh, that was where Blood Debts was. We absolutely want Blood Debts on the bar. We haven't had to use it yet, but we need to be ready. One of these days, it's going to save my life. Rumors of a place called Kragan Mine Entrance. Oh, that's right, we never did go in there. Well, I'm not going to do it now. Give me a rumor that's, like, good. She refuses. She will never give me a rumor that is good. Alright, I know we just switched our class emblem and everything, but this is probably the point where we want to switch back to... I guess, do we have a job change scroll? Because like I said, we want to be a wild child again at some point up here, because there's a couple of robot abilities that I want to try to learn. The best way to do that really would be a job change scroll. Let's go see if Katie has one. Or we could just change right now, which is fine. It will not force us to unequip the class emblem, but we won't get any benefit from it while we're the wrong class. Yeah, it's fine. I would like to change my job, please. It's getting expensive. So, here's the new thing we've unlocked. We'll talk about this later. We'll incorporate this into the next character, which might be the final character of the series, depending on how things are going here. Alright, so we'll just be you for a little while. And let's go fight robots. So, like it was saying, there are 4 areas that we have to go into to calm down all the enemies inside. And you know approximately what that means. Okay, here's one of our guys. We need to see him do his mortar fire ability. I might want to, once again, this might be a situation where calming the pet down for a little while is a good idea. Oh, apparently I learned a thing. Ice traps. Okay, I could see that being useful. I don't think we have room for it on our bars, but you can definitely see why you would do it. So the 2 enemies we want to learn from are the mortar fire guys and the bigger neutralizers. Also, apparently I have enough job points to just pick up an ability from this class that we hadn't gotten yet. I mean, this is not a thing that we will ever use. We could try to attach a skill orb to an item while we're still a wild child and spend the job points from the class that way. It's probably not a bad idea. What are you resistant to? Everything equally? Well, that's annoying. What if I just shot you instead? What if, instead of having a strategy, We just did the most basic thing possible. So I'm going to be honest with you, I don't exactly remember what we're here to do. We definitely need to either kill all of the enemies here, or maybe there's a place I'm supposed to be going and destroying a particular thing. I mean, like, it's still Tangledeep. The play is still murder everything until you win, but I don't remember exactly in what manner we are murdering. Switch to the physical one. Oh no, his power is up. Look out! Oh, what am I doing? I'm walking toward the sludge. Like I've never played the game before. Okay, let's try to kill one of these things quickly. Okay, I was gonna say, what the hell is keeping our pet from attacking here? Alright, I need you to chill out. I need to eat something pretty serious. I mean, not super serious. These are all unfriendly. Yeah, the good news is we're not doing a ton of damage to him because we have enemies adjacent to us. So we should be able to get him down to a decent level. Ah, damn it. This is going to be that situation all over again, right? Where we do 5% damage per attack until we get the enemy to like 16%. Alright, go back to fight mode. I do think it's a little weird that don't use your abilities and don't attack stuff are different options on that menu when the use case for pressing either of those buttons is almost always going to be that you want them both to be pressed, right? Okay, these guys also have a thing we're trying to learn. Yeah, he's very physical resistant, not at all lightning resistant. Ooh, and we have a Harrier sniper coming in. That's actually kind of a nightmare. What the hell is my pet doing? Get over here. This might actually end up being pretty difficult. Okay, we're going to high card this dude. Right, the neutralizer just immediately healed him. I should have known that was going to happen. Okay, we can kill a couple of them really quickly. I want to just like get all my important abilities out now, and then we can put up Aerostorm. I would love to not get shot by that. Okay, also we have a destroyer. That's inconvenient timing. I'm going to double down here. Activate our flask, and we got to try to kill this thing as quickly as possible. Are you serious? Yep, so I took 214 damage and 591 damage at the same time, and I just didn't even think that was 591 damage from freeze shot. Jesus Christ. This game, sometimes. We'd even been taking a bunch of levels of discipline to reduce the odds of us getting bursted down by elemental damage. I don't know. I guess we needed to go outside the dungeon and do other stuff. Like, the floor is only rated as tricky. It's not even very hard. That's just very frustrating. Alright, hold on a second here. What else did we... So I took 32 damage from fire. I took 108 damage from a tornado. I do so hate the tornadoes. Yeah, and unfortunately the log doesn't let us scroll all the way back to the beginning of the turn. But so we took 108, 214, 591. So we took probably over half of our HP in a single action in a way that was completely unavoidable. Like, freeze shot is not, yeah, it's not really... We could have backed out, I guess, but we still would have had to fight them both at the same time. And without killing the neutralizer, we can't kill the other one, because the neutralizer is going to heal him constantly. So we had to get aggressive, we had to kill the neutralizer. I could have backed off enough to try to get them to separate, if we could pull one of them away from the other. My bad, though. I did not expect to take 900 something damage in a single hit. So, back to title. Well, at least we unlocked the new character class. We're going to go ahead and try one more time. I guess I'll do more off-camera grinding to get my level up. That's not a very fun way to play the game, to be perfectly honest with you. But apparently it is what is required. So, that's going to be it for us for now. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time on Monday. We're going to... I don't exactly know what we're going to do. We're going to work the Husin in there somehow, so we can see the abilities of the new class. It's not exactly new to me, but it's new to some of you. And hopefully things will go a little bit better. And we'll see you then.